Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sopamanxx, and I love to play Red Orchestra 2, but you shouldn't play it because it's too hard for you. And I'm here not to talk about Red Orchestra, as a matter of fact. I'm here to talk about my good old friend, Wings of Redemption, a guy who I made a video about before, and someone said on the comment section of the other video, which is, I mean, if you want to look at that video, you can go watch it on the channel. It's basically a video about how Wings of Redemption, well, not basically, it's just the video. It's a video about how Wings of Redemption is terrible at Rainbow Six, and the reason why he's terrible at Rainbow Six, even though he's been playing it for at least 10,000 hours. For the sake of comparison, I have played maybe 3,000 or 500 hours of Red Orchestra 2. I am the best player in the game. I can say that with confidence, and not because I consider myself to be superior to everyone else, but because right now the player base is like 300 players. I can say with confidence I'm the best player in that game. But again, not the point. If you want to watch that video, it's there. It's on the channel. So if you go there, it's like I think I made it like 3 videos ago or 4 videos ago. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about specifically about one thing that I saw recently from Richard, where he was making well, I was watching YouTube, as you do, I guess, as most people do. I was watching YouTube, and there's a channel that's called Breaking Banquet, and Breaking Banquet is a detractor channel of Wings of Redemption, aka Jordy Jordan. And this person, I this is something that I want to say as a side comment before I get into it. To the people that take the content from the locales and make it palatable, I gotta give you the utmost praise, because I have legitimately never sat down to watch like more than 30 seconds to a minute of a real life, like the track of a real like locale stream. Like Dark Side Field, never watch more than a minute of it because his content is awful. Like, it's boring. It's aggressively boring. Like, it makes you so bored that it gets compounded. You feel terrible when you're watching it. You feel like, I cannot be more bored. And then your body tells you you are now more bored, and your brain like starts to implode on itself. So I have to like stop watching it. And these guys are heroes because they take the content that he makes and make it actually entertaining, obviously with a mocking nature, but still funny to watch. And it's the same thing with Breaking Banquet. He takes content from Richard and he puts the videos out. He downloads the whatchamacallit, the stream that Jordy Jordan does. That's the name of his channel now. I think it's called Jordy Jordan. It's not Wings of Redemption anymore. And then he edits it down to something like small, like 7-10 minutes tops, and makes it viewable, which again is such an accomplishment for anyone to do. And it's something that I could never, ever, ever do in my life. These guys are heroes, man. The detractor community are true heroes because they keep the dream alive that eventually these fucking locals will be removed from the internet, and they'll have to get a real job and learn how to be, well, functional humans. Again, side topic over. I wanted to talk about the last video or 2 videos ago that I watched. I don't know if I watched this yesterday, 2 days ago. I don't remember when it was uploaded by Breaking Banquet. I saw a video and I saw an intro of a video from Wings. And I'm going to show you that intro right here, just so you know what I'm talking about. Let me show you right here. I'm going to turn up the volume because I always forget to do that, so you can listen to this. And it's not this, it's this. So here's the intro. I'm only going to show like the first 15 seconds. It's nothing more than that. I hope that I don't get struck by, well, I don't know who's going to get struck by, I guess by Wings, but this is only 15 seconds, and this is exactly what he said. I watched the full video, and he does say it at another point, but this is basically the condensed version. So let's just listen to this and shut down my microphone for a second.
What's my main reason for not making money? Trolls. What's my main reason for not making money? Trolls. Like, if I didn't have trolls, I'd have sponsorships. I wouldn't have 100 dislikes on every video, but I can't, so I don't. And at this point, the punishment doesn't fit the crime anymore. Unless you're gonna hit the like button and start saying nice comments, I'm just gonna time you out. I've been punished for it. I lost half my income for 4 years. Come on, dude, why is nobody upstairs?
And there we go. That's what I really wanted to show you real quick. And I'm going to get to another comment that I just saw for like a second. Don't worry about it. But I have a big problem with what Wings said. I didn't think I was going to make another video about this. Like I said, I made another video about this and people say, you should make another one. I don't want to become a Wings of Redemption content farm, like I said. But it's not my objective. Like, if I were to make videos about Jordy Jordan, I could be the rest of my life making videos and commentary videos about him, and it would never stop, because every new day that I finish, it'd be like, all right, I finished this video. Oh shit, he said 3 awful retarded things. Now I gotta make another 3 videos about it. Like, it would be impossible to keep up with it. Just there's so much down that rabbit hole that to whoever is brave enough to go down that rabbit hole of Wings of Redemption and see all the horrible things that he has done in his life, then praise to you and stay strong. I recommend that you stay away from it. But the first thing that he said is he says that if he didn't have the trolls, that he would be doing a good job. And this is why I wanted to make this video. So let's get something straight out of the blue. The internet is a meme place. I don't think that anyone needs to be told this. The internet is a meme place. Like, you can make a video on YouTube and as an example, I don't care, but you can make a YouTube channel and say, oh, I'm going to make it for fun. Or you can say, oh, I'm going to make a career out of this. I'm going to make this amazing channel on YouTube. Is my volume at maximum, by the way? I'm going to check because last time it was kind of fucky. All right, there we go. I raised it up a little bit. But there's always that problem of people that you're going to say, I'm going to put in a lot of effort into this video. You can make a relatively good video. It could be your first video. It can be your 5th, your 10th, your 100th video on a channel. And maybe you're never going to get any views or you're going to get like 5 likes. But there's always going to be people that don't like your content. And this is something that you have to accept. This is something that people need to accept. There are people that are not going to like your content. That's okay. And this is so important to clarify. This is for life and this is for the internet. This is for everything. There are people that are not going to like you. This is life. There are people that are not going to like you, but they're definitely going to respect you for who you are. That's how I feel, at least. I'm not trying to aggrandize myself. I'm not trying to do that. I'm giving an example of this because I can give a take. Like, I made a video about Disney being completely woke and how this is their 3rd fiscal year of losses, or the 4th one, I think, 3rd or 4th year of fiscal losses. And I said, this is the reason why it's failing. Like, you're attacking your audience. You don't attack your audience if you want to make like money. That'd be like if I have a company and I start to attack my audience, they're not going to want to work with me, obviously. But then, of course, there was the wave of dislikes. They're like, oh, this video sucks, man. There's so many like things that are wrong or whatever. Like, I'm like, well, what part of this is not true? And this is what I said in the video. Like, emotions don't matter. Like, what you want is the truth. This is what it's about. And when I made that video, it got a lot of dislikes, and I'm okay with it. It got some views. It's fine. I'm not a monetized channel, so I don't care much about views. This is my hobby. It's fun for me to sit in front of the camera and talk about things. It's entertaining for me, and it helps me to practice my English, and it helps me to practice everything. So I'm fine with that. The reason why I'm talking about this is because Wings of Redemption, in his video, well, in all of his streams, he says, like, it's never my fault, it's the troll's fault. That you have to understand, no channel starts with trolls. If we have a definition of a troll, I think there's a definition on the internet of a troll. A troll is a person that basically is always aggressively trying to get a reaction out of the person that they're trying to troll so that they can get a reaction and they can, like, record it and put it on the internet and make fun of that person. Now, in and of itself, internet trolling, I think it's not a good thing, but it does help you to realize just how much of a bunch of babies so immature. Some people are so immature about different things. It does help you to do that. And that's kind of the crazy fact about this. All of the lolcows, I have, like I said, I have a script right here. I have 2 screens. I have a script right here that says Wing blames everything on everyone else and never himself, which is true, by the way. There's a little exception about it, which I'm going to get to. But he never admits that there's something wrong with him, and this applies to all the lolcows. Let's get that straight. This applies to every single lolcow out there. I'm going to turn out the volume of this. Sorry, I'm going to just do that. There we go. And this happens to all the lolcows. Every single lolcow. Boogie, fucking Keemstar, this other guys, what are the names? Low Tier Bitch, Dipshit Pig. All of these fucking guys, these lolcows, and there are a lot of lolcows. Even in South America, in Chile, we used to have lolcows until the guy killed himself. That's no joke. That's a whole other video that I might make eventually, because that guy, there was a lolcow in Chile that was basically, he had like a Chilean 4chan, and that thing had, like, as you can expect, a lot of pedophilia and like shit in there. And then eventually the website was shut down, and then the guy basically jumped into a railway and got, like, chopped up in half. So I'm not saying good riddance, but that's what happened. And that's a whole other video. If you want to look that up, that's on, like, Kiwi Farms. So if you want to go there on Kiwi Farms, shout outs to the farms because they're so funny. I love reading stuff there. It's so fun. Never take it too seriously, but besides the point, I know I'm getting sidetracked here. I'd like to be clear about everything that I'm trying to say. Is when you start a YouTube channel, no channel ever starts with trolls unless you have a previous reputation. If you're starting out, like if I don't know if like Joe Biden had a YouTube channel, I'm sure that he would have like thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of detractors. If Donald Trump started, or he probably has one, but if he started a YouTube channel, he started to do live streams, the people would he would have to have an army of people that would be like trying to mute comments instantly as they were coming up and calling him out on his sexual harassment charges. And by the way, shout out to the American political system, because you can have either an old person with dementia and Alzheimer's as the president, or a very old basically sexual abusers. Good on you, man. America, man. America in this moment with that kind of politics kind of sucks. So I'm sorry to say that. Again, going back to Wings, it's kind of hard to focus on this, but like I said, I like to go on the roots of different things and talking about roots. But the whole point that I'm trying to make here is that no channel ever starts with trolls. It's how the person reacts to it that really gets to it. And Wings has always been a baby in this regard. Always. Like when he started streaming, like whenever someone would say something negative about him, he would immediately get defensive. He would immediately start to argue with his people. He would be playing in a defensive way and he would lose and he would blame everyone else about this. And this happened. Like you can see, there are many documentaries. June the King made a video. I think that Sunny V2 eventually, I think, also made a video about him. And there's also all this other stuff that they've made. And when you see it, you realize that Wings was always like this. He was always a man-child, an undeveloped man-child. Now, why am I pointing this out? The correct situation in regards to criticism that you can do is analyze it objectively, not subjectively. Don't let it affect your emotions. I know it's hard, but we're human. We're humans. We're not animals, 100% at least. I mean, we are, technically speaking, we are animals, but we're a little bit different from more, maybe less intelligent animals. We have the ability to be rational. We don't operate 100% on emotions. I was talking to one of my students. I'm a teacher, like I said before, and we were having a discussion about how, or basically a discussion, not really a debate. It was more like an informal discussion about like how, for example, one of the things that have made humans a successful species in the world, the reason why we are arguably the predominant species in the world, in this world, is because we have been able to realize that we are logical. We don't simply act on emotions. When an animal wants to piss, when an animal wants to shit, when an animal wants to sleep, when an animal wants to fuck, they do it. They don't think about like, oh, maybe I'll fuck later, or maybe I have to eat later. No, they just do it. We're animals. Wings has very low self-esteem. Self-esteem is love of yourself, not narcissism. Is to appreciate yourself for who you are. Every person is different in the world. There's no other person in the world that's identical to you, the listener or the viewer. There's no other person in the world that's the same as you. None. In the world, in the universe, in the galaxy, in all existence, there's none. There are no two people that are equally the same. Even if you cloned yourself, you're already two different people. You're not the same. Why am I saying this? Because Wings does not have any kind of self-esteem. Now, this could be because of the way that he was brought up, because of the fact that he's an inbred child. Like, apparently his parents were cousins, if I recall correctly. Twice removed cousins or something like that. But they were family and they fucked and they ended up having a fucked up child, Wings in this case. Now, I'm not saying that inbreeding will cause Wings of Redemption situations, but I'm just trying to theorize here, like what would make a person have such low self-esteem. He grew up with his grandmother, which he called a gangster grandma. When his grandmother passed away, he did not go to the funeral. That's another thing. But because he was playing video games, I mean, fuck, that's very important, right? I mean, fuck. Your grandmother passed away and you want to play video games. That's abhorrent. That's a terrible thing to say or to do. But he did it, you know? It's horrible, but he did it. It's terrible, but he did it. And then there's the fact that Wings does not know how to react to criticism. Why? I don't know. This could have happened because when he was in school, he was bullied a lot. There were a lot of people that were like laughing at him because there were people that were bullying him. And instead of standing up to them, which is what you should do, if a bully insults you, you have to do two things. You have to tell them, if you do that again, I'm going to hit you in the face. And then when they do it, not if, when they do it again, you punch them in the face. And you might get into a fight. You might come off with some bruises. But afterwards, he or she will never bully you again, because bullies look for weak people to bully. Wings, I don't think that Wings was a bully in school. He's more like just a really fat guy that wanted to gain a lot of muscle mass. He did okay in sports, and then he started to get fat, and then basically everything started to go downhill from there. And again, I'm taking this again straight from the horse's mouth. So Wings said these things. Everything that's being said is something that Wings has said at one point or another. So the whole point of this is that Wings doesn't have any self-esteem. And when a person, a troll in this case, or a bully, an online bully or a troll, looks at him and says, hey man, your gameplay sucks, the correct answer would be, why do you think it sucks? But let me be objective with this. Oh, because you're not aggressive enough, or because you should be doing this, or you should do that, or you should, etc., etc., etc. And then, depending on the tip, obviously, like if it's something that's supposed to be amusing or not funny, then you just say like, hey, that's okay. And you can say two things. You can say, you know what, this is how I feel. I feel happy playing this way, so I'm going to continue to play this way. Or you can say, okay, let me try it. And then if you don't like it, or it doesn't work out for you, you don't change. You just say, well, I tried. Thank you for the advice. And that's it. And you move on. And that's it. That's all you need to do. That's it. Nothing more. Or you can even respectfully decline. You can say, you know what, I appreciate it, but I would appreciate it more if you just let me play my own way. This is how I like to play, etc. And that's it. What Wings does, or did, and does to this day, is he blames everyone else. He's like, Wings, your playstyle is your playstyle is too passive. Mods, ban fucker asshole 69, please. And then when he gets banned, that's when he answers, man, these fucking people, you don't understand how I gotta play the game. You don't know what you're talking about, because I'm super smart, man. I got 64 IQ and I went to school and I didn't finish it, man. This is Dunning-Kruger. A lot of people that never finish education or are really stupid, they think that they're smarter than they actually are. And it's a curve. It's like you start with a line, then you start to realize how little you know. And then once you become an actual professional with years of experience, that's when you can say, okay, I'm good at it. And it's crazy because he's terrible at Rainbow Six, which has been playing for at least 10,000 hours, if not more at this point. But that's my point. Wayne blames everything and everyone, and never on everyone else, but never on himself. Ever. Ever. Like, everything that happens that's bad is not his fault. It's someone else's fault. And that could be true or it could be false. The problem is that when you do that every single time, the problem is that you're fucked. You're lying to yourself. You're trying to lie to no one. And I'm saying, like, who are you trying to lie to? You know that we have recordings of you, like, doing this stuff and making a mistake. And he has lied in videos and literally lied. Like, he lies and then he contradicts his own lie. Like Darkside Phil, like Low Tier Bitch, like Boogie. They contradict their own lies in the same sentence. It's a magical ability. They're like, I shot this guy 10 times. And then the video shows, like, 3 hits. And then he says, I shot him 5 times. And then you're still lying. It's, like, fucking embarrassing. That's the first problem. The second situation, which again I have on my little script here, I have like I said, I don't have like obviously a list of things. I just talk out of my ass, if you will, my mouth in this case. And when in that 1 in a million chance, because I've seen it live, not live on the videos from Breaking Banquet and other things, when he does blame himself about something that he said, he either deflects it or says it was a long time ago, so it's okay. This is a half-truth. Again, because with locals, everything's a lie. You have to accept that everything that they say is going to be a lie, always. You can never assume, never take anything as face value from these lying assholes, ever. Because they're always going to lie. They're always going to lie. Locals lie. They rhyme. Local lie. It's a rhyme. They are liars, and they will continue to lie for the rest of their lives because they don't hold themselves accountable. You can show them evidence, and they will deny it in your face because they're never going to be in front of a judge and be like, Mr. Wings, did you say that the age of consent should be 12? I never said that, Your Honor. I never said that. Those are the trolls making it up. Sir, here's a video of you saying that you watched child porn twice and contradicted yourself, so this is evidence that you've watched child porn? No, I didn't say I watched child porn. I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that. Matter of fact, mods ban the judge, please. And it's just the stupidest shit in the world. It's embarrassing. It's actually pathetic. The argument of saying it was a long time ago half works, in my opinion. How long ago, and depending on what you did. Those are two things that I think are important. Why, depending on what you did, and why a long time ago? Because if it was a long time ago, depending on what you did, there's a difference. Like, well, in Winks' case, he killed a cat. He admitted it. He put a bucket in a cat, and he forgot about it. He let him to rot. He has kicked a dog inside a kennel and called him at the N-word. He has done it. There's recordings of this. He had a dog that his grandfather called the N-word, I think, as well. And a lot of other horrible things. So, again, let's get this straight out of the way. Wings is pretty much the expression of a fucking liar, and he's done this a long time, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he'll continue to do it for a long time. He'll never get better. I wish, and that's really what probably the detractors want, that he eventually gets better or that he gets his comeuppance. And he's pretty much got it. So the first thing is, again, a long time ago, depending on the crime, yes, like, if you were like 5 years old and you killed a cat by accident, I would say, okay, it was a long time ago. You didn't know what you were doing. If he killed a cat 20 years ago when he was 20 years old, that's kind of a different situation. He killed him apparently when he was young. I don't know the age when he did it, but he was apparently young. Again, we have to pretend that he's telling the truth here. He probably lied. Like, he lies about everything. Like, if he says he killed one cat, I'm going to think that he probably killed like 100. He had a cockfighting ring, an illegal animal cockfighting ring, apparently, as well, according to what he said. But then he says, like, it wasn't illegal, whatever. It's just sickening shit. So he's a very messed up individual. If you're, like, training dogs or, like, cockfighting and things. I get that this was a sport, but there's a reason why they stopped having it, because it's kind of, like, inhuman and fucked up. You know, just saying. So that's the first part. And the second thing is that when he says it's a long time ago and he says that it's okay, well, it also depends, like I said, on the crime. If you are a 40-year-old man, I don't know how old Wings is. Let's say he's 40. I think he's a little bit younger. He's almost 40. He looks like he's 55 or 60 with a white beard and everything else. He looks like he's going to die in like 10 more years. Same as with Darkside Phil. Same as Boogie. I hope Boogie dies because apparently he faked cancer, which is fucked up. But that's not the point of this video. And then it does depend a lot on the crime, because if you, for example, said, like, I don't know, like, hey, I killed a person 30 years ago and you're 60 years old, you're probably saying, like, okay, well, it's been a long time. He spent 15, 20, 30 years in prison. Now he's out. And I think he learned his lesson, assuming that he learned his lesson or she learned his lesson or their lesson. But Wings, he said some pretty goddamn awful things. He said the age of consent should be 12. He acted inappropriately with minors. He acted inappropriately with minors. He like being very inappropriate with 16-year-old. He was talking on stream. There's recordings of this. Him being like breathing into the microphone and being like overly sexual with a 16-year-old. He was being overly sexual with a 16-year-old. If YouTube cared, he would have banned his channel, just like Dr. Disrespect's channel as well. I mean, Dr. Disrespect has a lot of money, but if Wings gets banned, I hope he gets banned for that. For what he said. If YouTube actually gave a shit, they would be like cleaning out the place. But they don't care. YouTube does not give a shit. So that's the second argument. The other thing is that, like I said before briefly, he deflects every time and constantly lies. When I say deflect, he always says, like, okay, maybe I did this. He doesn't ever admit it. He says, I may have said it, but I didn't mean it like this, or I didn't mean it like that. I actually tried to mean it in another way. That's not how it works. And he has said the age of consent should be 12, which he one time defended. He said, I did see it, the age of consent should be 12. I'm paraphrasing here, because a 12-year-old can make up her own damn decisions. No, Wings. A 12-year-old can probably pick their favorite color, their favorite food, their favorite thing, but a 12-year-old does not have the full mental capacity to understand that if a 30-year-old like you or a 40-year-old like you wants to have sex with a 12-year-old, it is incredibly incorrect, because that girl does not have any kind of context or situation or everything. They barely control their own bodies. Why the fuck would a 12-year-old say it? And then he says that he said this, and this is like a meme. He says, I knew 12, 13, 14-year-old girls who were fucking on the regular. Now, this one is more like a personal comment. Wings of Redemption has always been a loser. So the fact that he says that he knew girls that were 12, 13, or 14 fucking on the regular, that is retarded. That is a stupid take. Because if he says that, that would be like saying, I know that this person, this 12-year-old girl, has been having sex with that boy. It's school, Wings. In school, people lie. Just like you lie all the time, Wings. People lie about other stuff. It's like if I would have gone to school and said, like, man, I banged this super hot chick and I was like 14 and she was like 18. And do you think people would believe me? Of course not. I remember getting together with my friends and we talked about this at one point or another in school. I wasn't popular either, but I wasn't there. I was like zero friends, but I was more of a loner. I like to be alone all my life. But when I was in school and we hung out together and they would be like, have you ever had sex or something? Like, nah, yeah, no. There was like, I think there was one guy in the class who I think did hook up and he was like 16 and his girlfriend was, I think, 15 or something. I think they were like 1 year apart. So that's the only case that I knew. Have I heard stories about kids who were hooking up with each other? Yes, I have. As a teacher, you hear this stuff. When you're in the classroom and when you're working with other people, you hear about this stuff. Now, obviously, I don't go up there and tell them, really, you did that? No, that's their life. They can do what they want. You know, I've heard stories about kids saying stuff like this. Does that mean that I knew kids who were 12, 13, 14 fucking on the regular? No, because it's school. People lie, Wings. Now, he could be saying this and deflecting, like saying, because I knew 12, 13, 14-year-old girls that were fucking, that means that it's okay. No. No. That's like saying, oh, I saw a girl get raped once, so that means rape is okay. That's the stupidest fucking argument I've ever heard. That's saying like, oh, a girl who was 14 wanted to have sex with another 14-year-old or 15 or 16-year-old dude, or maybe with a girl, I guess, whatever. Does that mean that it's okay? They're experimenting, they're both junk, that's okay. But not a fucking 12-year-old, Wings, which is what Wings advocates, by the way. He says 12-year-olds could have sex with like a 30 or 40-year-old man. No. No. Biologically, that would fuck up the girl. Physically and mentally, that would fuck up the girl if she was like comparing it. Because kids, you know, when they tend to have an obfuscated view of things. So they'd say like, sex means love, right? No. As an adult, you know that sex doesn't mean love. That's why we have prostitution. That's why there are people that just have sex with other people, like a quick touch and go, pleasure, and then you go. But younger girls specifically, maybe not men, but younger women tend to think if I have sex with this person, that means I'm going to be with that person forever. Obviously, it's the incorrect image of a girl, but eventually, with time, as they grow up, they have a perspective. That's why, for example, no 20-year-old girl would ever hook up with Wings. Like a 12-year-old girl might look up to Wings and say, "Oh my God, I have a boyfriend. I'm an adult now," and he wants to have sex with her. And the dude is going to take advantage of this situation. There's no way that the girl would take advantage of this. Like, I don't see any scenario in which the girl, a young girl of 12 years old, would take advantage of a 30-year-old man and say, I want to have sex with you. The man says no. That's it. In Wings' case, according to him, if it were legal, he would be the one that would be fucking 12-year-olds. He's a pedophile. Wings of Redemption is a pedophile. There's no argument about this. What is the solution to this? Like I wrote it here. To all of this, because Wings always says, if it weren't for the trolls, I would be making like a lot of money and shit. We already established that trolls don't happen out of nowhere. You create your trolls, Wings, by being a bitch. You are a bitch, Wings, and that's why you have trolls, because you act like a bitch. A mature adult person, an actual mature adult person would say, you know what, I appreciate your comment. Or you know what they would do? Just block them and not address them. Like, oh, I have a person that's coming here and posting the N-word constantly. Okay, you're just going to ban them and move on. Not even acknowledge them. You move on. That's it. It's the internet. The solution, Wings, if you ever watch this video, and I know you won't because you're a stupid fat retard, but if you ever do and sit your ass down, your 450-pound ass on a chair, on that fucking like squeaky ass chair, and you watch this video, you get to this point, first step, ignore the trolls. What do I mean by ignore the trolls? Block them and be done with it. Don't address them. Don't even look at them. Don't acknowledge them. You get a troll donation, don't worry about it. Stop reading it. Don't do you like mods, ban everyone, please. Don't. Just move the fuck on. Learn to be a man. Grow the fuck up. And the second thing is stop being a fucking man baby. Grow the fuck up. Grow up here. Oh, someone's trolling me on the internet? Cool, it's the internet. Who gives a shit? No, instead I have to care about every single decision that everyone makes about me. Fuck off, Wings. Fuck off. The second thing, which is something that you're not going to do because you already said that you're never going to do, is stop logging in into the internet and get a job. And I mean, get a real job. And the problem is that, like he says, if I get a job, then the trolls are going to contact. If you block all the trolls, if you stop going on the internet and you go fucking get a job and you stop going online and telling people, and I got a job at like Pizza Hut or whatever, or I got a job at like DoorDash, stop fucking talking about it. It's your life. You don't need to be airing it to the internet, Wings. It's your fucking life. Now, the reason that Wings is not going to do this, and he addressed this in a former video, is because he says, I make more money here getting trolled and getting treated like dirt by other people and getting mocked and ridiculed by everyone than I do having another job where I can work and move around and actually do work. So Wings, we already know that he's not going to do this. We already know he's not going to do this, so there's no point in doing this. He said, I would rather stay at home, get like, I don't know, $50 per stream maybe, and get like pennies and nickels and dimes instead of getting a real fucking job and getting a salary job that might not pay a lot, but it's your job and you can have self-respect and you can have self-esteem of that job and say, I work here and I work, 8 hours a day from 8 in the morning to 4 p.m. or from 7 to 3 or from 9 to 5. And you can have that job and you can maybe make Matt Jarvo, for example, that fucking loser that reported people and ruined his online career. He says that he's like a truck driver or something. I don't remember what it is, a shuttle driver or something. And he makes like $40,000 a year, which is not a lot of money when you have 2 children and an ex-wife or a girlfriend. But at least he has a job. So I respect that, assuming that it's what he's saying is true. He has a job, and his at first apparently it was his real job, and then he kind of ruined it by the false flagging thing. He ruined himself. There's nothing else to say. But this is the problem, Wings. I have more respect for Matt Jarvo, who's a fucking like copyright striking cunt, than I do for you. Because you'd rather be ridiculed. You're like a clown, but clowns have self-respect. You're more like a pathetic clown. And finally, and the final part that you need, if you ever want to stop the trolls, Wings, you have to own up what you said and stop saying it was shock jock. So if no one knows what I'm talking about, Wingsofredemption has said multiple times when he has been when he has been shown evidence of his terrible misdeeds, he says, oh, but I was just a kid. Oh, it was a joke. Oh, it was something. And here's what I wanted to show you about this, which is something that a person from the internet showed me, and I think they have a very good point about this. So let me move this out of the way, which is this. I was watching a video. I was in Arch/Slash videos. I was on Reddit, watching stuff, and said several students suspended over cruel TikToks impersonating teachers. And reading the comments, I found this. And this comment is basically how I feel about the whole Wingsofredemption situation and how much of a fucking loser he is. And here's Falafel Forever. He says, I cannot stand it. It's just a joke or it's a prank response. Especially the kids who were like, you're the teacher, we're 13, you should chill. The issue isn't that the teachers don't understand the joke. The issue is the joke was inappropriate and hurtful. And I always explain it to my students like this. If I burn your house down and tell you I was just joking, would you be any less mad about your burned down house? If I stole and destroyed your phone as a prank, would you be okay with that, saying it's just a prank? It does nothing when your prank is obviously way too far and only funny to you. This is how I feel about Wingsofredemption every fucking single goddamn time that he makes that goddamn excuse, that awful, awful excuse of saying, no, but I was just a kid. It was just shock jock. It was just a joke. Wingsofredemption is not a comedian. Let's get this straight. He's not a comedian. And if he is, he's the worst fucking comedian ever. Like, aggressively unfunny. Like, he's an anti-comedian even. Like, you watch him and you feel like depression in this case. Like, you would never laugh at a Wingsofredemption stream on purpose. You would always laugh at him and how fucking sad and pathetic the stream is. He's not a comedian. If a comedian were to make a joke, like, there was that joke, like, I don't remember who said it, but I remember I read about it on the meme, like... And I think the joke was like, some comedian said it. Someone can look it up. I know I saw it somewhere on the internet. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was basically like, Uh, what is it about? There's a joke that says like, what is it about pedophiles that, like, with their like, I don't know, like with their like me, it kind of looks like me. I don't know, like their bald head and their fussy beards that makes children think they're so damn sexy or something like that. I don't know what the joke was exactly. I'm saying it very badly, but it was like the funniest shit. Like it's a funny joke. Obviously, if he says that, I can understand it. Wings of Redemption is not a comedian, and he has said some horrible shit. He has brought up child porn on multiple occasions in his life. If you were to bring it up once, and I think I said this in his last video or something like that, but if you bring it up once, it's already like sussy. It's like, no, this is fucked up. That's not even a funny joke. It'd be like, aha. Because then people are going to have that image of you for the future. If you say it twice, there's something wrong with you. If you said it 3 or 4 times, which is what he's done, and more, that means that you're definitely into it. Like, this is no longer a joke. This is like if you were like joking around with your friends and said like if you had a friend that had a really hot girl and that girl was kind of into you and you're into her, but your friend is happy with her, and you went up to your friend and you said, you know what, if I could kill you, I would definitely kill you just because I want to hook up with your girl. And he would be like, man, yeah, you're funny. And then a little bit of time passes and you said that thing again, man, I can't just wait to kill you, man, so I can get your girl. And he's like, okay, cool, man, thank you. You know, don't say that again. It's kind of annoying. And then you said it a third time and you said, man, I can't wait for you to die of that heart attack, man. And the other guy's like going to get angry, be like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what, do you actually want me to die? And you're like, no, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Chill out. And then like, again, like 1 week later, you're like, man, I can't wait for you to die, man, because then I'm going to be off all your girl. What is that person going to do? He's probably going to punch you in the fucking face and stop being your friend and block you on social media and get the fuck away from me. If not, filing a restraining order, or finally filing a restraining order, or finally going over and killing you because this guy's saying some inappropriate shit. Now take it from Wingsofredemption's perspective, where he says like, I got child pornography after I'm 12. Okay, Wings, that's cool. Hey man, like 12-year-olds are sexy. Ha ha ha. Okay, Wings, shut the fuck up. This is really inappropriate. Hey, if you tell a girl no 3 times, that means yes. Ha ha ha. Wings, shut your fucking mouth up. And I want to say other words, but I wish I could, but you know. Shut the fuck up, Wings. Please shut your fucking mouth, Wings. What the fuck is wrong with you, Wings? And he keeps saying it. And then he says, oh, I'm sorry, it was shock jock. It was just a joke. No, it's not, Wings. You said these things. What you need to do, if you ever want to fucking like stop or getting rid of the trolls, like I told you, the first thing that I said, ignore the trolls. Man the fuck up. Get off the internet. Get a job, a real job. Don't say, oh, I do DoorDash, and then go on the internet and say, hey guys, I do DoorDash. Oh shit, now they called up on me and now I lost my job. But stop being a fucking retard and telling people about it. But the most important thing, before anything happens that can change, you need to own up to what you said. You need to have a stream where you sit down and you said, this is my manifesto. My name is Jordy Jordan, I'm Wings of Redemption, and I fucked up. Here's what I did. And make a list. Make a list of all the things that you did and say, I said this stuff. I said this stuff. I said this stuff. And then don't say, I didn't mean it. I didn't do. No, don't say that. Don't deflect, because I know your fat ass and your retard ass is going to want to deflect this shit and say, I didn't really mean it. Haha, it was just a joke. No. What you have to do, you fat fucking retard, is sit the fuck down and say, I said all these things. I am sorry. I admit I said these things. Don't give it more twist. And then stop fucking going on the internet for at least 6 months, ideally a year, and then once you like experience real life and gotten a real job, then you can come back in like 1 more year and rebrand yourself and say, look at me, I'm thinner now, I'm healthy now. I stopped blaming my entire fucking fuck up life on everyone else. Now I actually blame my mistakes on me. And then you can start going on the internet again. But if you're a fucking codependent asshole from the internet where everyone trolls you and abuses you for money, and you're okay with it, then there's no excuse, Wings. There's no fucking excuse. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. This is SopamanXX signing off. If you guys like the content, blah, 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 like, subscribe, and all that bullshit that you know about. And I'm going to link the video, I think, on the ending thing about the Wings of Redemption sucks at Rainbow Six, just so that you guys can watch it. So, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. This is SopamanXX signing off. And I'll see you guys soon. And peace out. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.